So I said I would be back on if the Yankees make a move, and they did. They just acquired a starting pitcher. Shout out to my man Jonathan. The Yankees just made a trade. Now, there's a couple things here, okay? Let me break the news down for you first. The Yankees have acquired left-handed starting pitcher, 26-year-old left-hander Ryan Weathers from the Miami Marlins. Okay? Miami Marlins is a left-handed starting pitcher with 3 controllable years left. In exchange for Dylan Lewis, right-hand hitting outfielder, Brendan Jones, left-handed hitting outfielder, Dylan Jaso, who's a multiple position player, and Juan Matheus, also a multiple position player. So 4 position players heading to the Marlins in exchange for a lefty pitcher. Okay? Now, a couple different things here. The Marlins got a pretty good coup in this trade. I like Dylan Jones. I like Brendan Jones. I've been talking about Dylan Lewis, excuse me. I've been talking about these guys for the last several weeks. But if you notice, the Yankees did not give up Jones, Elmer Rodriguez, Carlos LaGrange, Dominguez, Chase Hampton, Ben Hess. They didn't give up any of their big pieces for this trade, and yet they got a starting pitcher with 3 controllable years. Now, his stats aren't super flashy, okay? But it's kind of reminiscent of Mackenzie Gore, who had 2 years of control, but would have cost a lot bigger pieces here. Okay, he's got a 12-23 career record on a crappy team. He had a 3.99 ERA this year, 38 innings pitched, 37 strikeouts. Got 235 career Ks and 281 innings, so not much of a sample size. The most he's pitched in a season is 94 innings. He hasn't even thrown 100 innings in a season. So we'll see. The Yankees are not going to trade for someone that they don't think that they can improve, right? And Matt Blake has a tendency to improve pitching, okay? We already know Freddie Peralta costs would have been through the roof and for 1 year. We already know the Mackenzie Gore cost would have been through the roof for 2 years, right? Edward Cabrera, the expectation was what? Spencer Jones and Elmer Rodriguez for Edward Cabrera? No, thank you. Okay? And the Yankee, Dylan Lewis was the number 8 prospect, and I liked him. Okay? And Brendan Jones, that one's going to hurt because that guy had 51 steals this year. He could have been a leadoff hitter at some point for the Yankees. But this also tells me, since the Yankees traded away 2 of their top outfield prospects, they're probably going to make another trade to bring in an outfield prospect, right? And this guy does have good off-speed stuff. And again, Matt Blake is very good with working with guys who have multiple pitches in a repertoire. Okay, so this is, again, the Yankees, aside from Dylan Lewis, who was their number 8 prospect, he was the highest-ranked prospect that they gave up in this trade. And now the Yankees can move on to address the bullpen. A right-handed bat. And again, I've said this before. Like, I didn't want the Yankees to give up the mother load for 1 year of a starting pitcher, and then they're unable to use some of these pieces to get guys like Nico Horner, get some big-time relievers. They didn't do that today. So this is actually a good trade for the Yankees. Now, it'll be real good if they make him better. So got to take it with a grain of salt. What people hate this trade, Tiffany, is because it's not a flashy trade, right? The fair weather fans, of course they're going to hate. Well, he didn't trade for Peralta. 1 year Peralta, right? A lot of folks also that hate this trade, most of them don't have perspective. They don't do their homework. They don't do any fact checking. So, and I'm not speaking to all of you folks, but a lot of people don't do that. The only trades that matter, only signings that matter, are the flashy, expensive ones, right? This is an under the radar trade, and then we will see how well he does. I think it definitely means you're out on Peralta, right? We don't need Peralta now. So, yeah, Traded to the Yes Network. Ryan's gonna take over my channel. Damn, Sunil. Can I still work at Yes and run the channel? Can Ryan be my assistant at least? Gotta give me something, Sunil. Come on, bro. Come on. Well, he could be. Yeah, I mean, he very well could be long relief too, Coach Carl. Right? And I do think he pitched well against us this year. Yeah, I mean, believe me, I like Dylan Lewis. He was our only right-handed hitting outfield prospect in our top 30. He also had the best exit velocity and some of the best contact bat-to-ball skills in the entire minor leagues. So that one hurts for me. It does hurt for me. And everybody smacked the like button, by the way. We got over 100 people in here. Okay, Yankees finally made a move. So let's at least hit the like button for the fact that the Yankees actually made a move. Right? They did something. But now, again, they can pivot to the bigger trades that they can make. Right? Now, they have bigger pieces now. They could offer for Nico Horner. Bigger pieces they could offer for big-time relievers because they didn't have to give any of them for the starting pitcher. So that's the type of perspective I'm hoping that people can put forth in their heads. Yo! And if he's in the building, what's up, Merc? So saucy. What's up? Brother, 3 years of control, okay, at probably half the price of Edward Cabrera, right? So, and again, was that David Weathers' son? Oh, crap, I didn't know that, RC. Well, look at that. We have another son of a former Yankee. That's fantastic. I did not know that. Thank you for sharing that. Well, Marcus, don't know much. He's a left-handed pitcher with multiple. We got to fire. You definitely got to. Let's go. Kidnap Cashman, NFE. You want to call me? We'll give him a blanket party, man. So he doesn't have a big sample size. He's never thrown more than 100 innings in a season. So my guess is he could be long relief and transitioning him gradually into the rotation. And keep in mind, this gives the Yankees a little bit more time now to not have to rush Cole back, to not have to rush Rodon back, right? So it gives them a little bit more cushion in the rotation. And it also could make it easier for them to ease somebody like Elmer Rodriguez in or Carlos LaGrange, right? So he does have the samples. He does have the potential, but now we just have to harness it. The Yankees gave up Dylan Lewis. Let me pull this up. Dylan Lewis, Brendan Jones, Dylan Jasso, and Juan Mateus. Two outfield prospects and two multiple position prospects. 4 bats. And only one of them was in the top 10. Dylan Lewis, he was our highest ranked prospect that they gave up. He was even number 8. So he's got some pretty decent stuff from what I'm reading, Marcus. So the Yankees will make his stuff better. Matt Blake is good at making people stuff better, right? So I'm confident in that. And again, I would worry about him less than I do Edward Cabrera. Edward Cabrera sprained his UCL at the end of the season. He's a Tommy John waiting to happen. I worry about him. He could come out of it. He could be a multiple inning relief pitcher. Yeah. You could also be a spot starter, right? A Michael King type. A left-handed Michael King type. But again, yeah, I mean, Lewis and Jones hurt a lot, but it wasn't Jones and it wasn't Dominguez, right? So just something to keep in mind. Keith, what's good? The Blake Project. Yeah, he's probably, yeah. I like that title, The Blake Project. I don't know if it's our big move, but it's a significant move. So he averages 97 with his fastball. Thank you, NFE. Thank you, brother. And again, if you got good fastball and good off-speed stuff, that's a good combination right there. Good combination. You know what I mean? He might. I mean, who knows? But this is a valuable get to the pitching stable for the Yankees. But they have to harness his ability now. They have to make him better. It's their job now. He's here. It's their job to make him better. But like we said, there's probably a trade that the Yankees were going to make that we weren't even thinking. I would never even thought about this guy. This is a trade That they just got a left-handed starting pitcher, Ryan Weathers from the Marlins. One of their young. He's 26 years old, and he's got 3 years of control left. So 95 mile an hour. He's got good stuff. So, and he comes from the lefty side. If Matt Blake can harness that, he's going to be pretty darn good. Caskets, I feel fine about this trade because they didn't give up the farm like they would have had to give up for 1 year Peralta, like 2 years of Mackenzie Gore, right? So there's that. And they still have their big bullets in the chamber to make a trade for a right hand, like a Nico Horner, like I said, like a big time reliever, a left fielder if they need to, if this Bellinger situation is not going to resolve itself at some point, right? That's the key. They're going to have to do some tweaks to his wind up and delivering his mechanics to keep him healthy. And of course they're going to say the Yankees got fleeced. But they're okay giving up Elmer Rodriguez and Spencer Jones for 1 year Freddie Peralta, right? They're saying they got fleeced. The highest prospect they gave up was their number 8. And how many of the fans even heard about Dylan Jaso and the other guy? Right? Now, he did pitch against us, and he pitched well against us. This is, I don't think the Yankees got fleeced either. They gave up quantity, okay? And clearly, Dylan Lewis and Brandon Jones were blocked by Dominguez and Spencer Jones, right? So, I heard about Jaso earlier today. Mateo I never heard of. But again, there was no role for these guys. There's no role for these guys on the team. So they got a major league guy here with 3 years of control for guys that probably weren't going to make the majors anytime soon. Exactly. And that's so people can say they got fleeced all the time, as much as they want. So they can say they fleeced all they want, man. But like I said, some of these people who say they got fleeced are no problem giving up half the farm for 1 year Freddie Peralta. We got 160 people in here. Smack that like button, gang. Let's just be happy the Yankees made a move today. They woke up a little bit, and they got a starter or a pitcher with 3 controllable years. So, if I'm still looking to add a big time right-handed relief pitcher with controllable years. Nope, nothing. No chatter. All we know is that the Yankees added opt-outs to Bellinger's. But there's so many people on social media just trying to figure out a way to get a 6 year for Bellinger. I'm not going to 6 years for Bellinger. I'm not doing it. Yeah, and his StatCast page, his stuff profile as well. But the Yankees have to harness it, so now it's their job to do that. So, but I don't think Cashman would have made that trade without getting Matt Blake's endorsement on it, saying I can make this guy better. I agree. I would move on from Bellinger already. This is getting ridiculous. But like I said, Bellinger's not. He shouldn't have gotten away for them adding a pitcher. He didn't. They did this. So, and now it's time to address other areas. Right-handed bat, bullpen. Bellinger addresses none of them. Neither does Tucker. Right? Yeah, exactly. They want to keep playing games. They want to hold on for that 7th year. Go get it from someone else. Right? Mm-hmm. Yeah, I don't think anybody's going to give him 7 years either. But far be it for me to put it past Boras. But he's gotten 5 years for several of his clients so far. He got 7 years for freaking Dylan Cease. 54 likes. All right, we got 160 people in here. Anybody who hasn't smacked that thumbs up, please do. It's always helpful in the live streams. I greatly appreciate it too. This is an under the radar trade that the Yankees have the opportunity to turn it into a great trade. But I don't think it's great just yet. But it's an under the radar trade. Yeah, I mean, it's. I have no idea if they get Tucker or not. The Mets apparently made an offer of him today for 3 years, like almost $50 million a year. That's a desperation move for them because they gave Soto $800 million. They didn't even go to the playoffs. Yeah, they offered $50 million a year for Tucker for 3 years, caskets. And Weathers is 26 years old, so they added youth. Yep. Yeah, Nico Horner doesn't. I'm fine with his production. I am totally fine. He can play multiple infield positions. He got good contact, good speed, good hustle. He plays good defense. I'm totally fine with Nico Horner. Low strikeout rate too. So Tucker does have a long-term offer from the Jays as well. Yep, he does. How long? No, don't know. No idea. But it's probably longer than the 3 years. And I'm also not getting the facts from a Discord chat or something like that. So, yeah, let's see. Yeah, I'm just looking to see if anything else. Yeah, I doubt it. Where you play Nico? I play Jazz at second. I'm not moving Jazz. Nico can get, let's just say he plays 140 games this year. I would give him 80 or 90 games at shortstop, right? And then I would give him, 40 games at third. On the days that there's a lefty on the mound, I put Nico at third base, and I have Caballero at shortstop, right? And talk about defense. And then when he's at shortstop and McMahon's at third, my God, but he crushes lefties. McMahon doesn't do well against lefties, so I'm sitting McMahon on the days as a lefty on the mound. That's how I would strategically play Nico Horner, and he would still get 140 games. So, yep. And I like his intangibles, Nico Horner. He's a gamer, man. He's an absolute gamer. It is a win-win trade for both sides. The Marlins, they're adding more positional player depth, and we added something that we needed. So, yeah, they have to trade for more Cruz. I mean, they're going to have to trade for a right-handed bat, or unless they sign a right-handed bat, and probably trade for a relief pitcher too. So, we got 200 people in here. Smack those thumbs up, gang. Anybody who hasn't hit the thumbs up, please do that now. Let's try to get to 200 likes if we can. Let's try to set it. Let's see if we can get there in the next 5 minutes. See if we can set a record or something. But I wanted to get this information out to you. Ryan Wes, and I'm keeping it. We got 76 likes, so we're like over 100 short on the likes. So it's greatly appreciated. But like I said, the prices for Mackenzie Gore and Freddie Peralta are insane. That's why they made this trade. Right? The top prospect they gave up was number 8. Volpe, Hill, and Dominguez for Peralta. No. Not for 1 year Peralta. No. And he wasn't. He was a decent reliever for the Yankees. Blake will work with him, Tiffany. He definitely will. He does look like his dad. He's got that like chubby face. Yeah. I'd be surprised if they got Peralta. With the prices this high? Yeah. I don't know. Yeah. Let's see. 30 years later, after the Yankees traded for his dad. Yeah, like I said, I like Brendan Jones. I like Dylan Lewis, but unfortunately, they didn't have a path. at least a clear path, unless they moved on from Dominguez and Spencer Jones. But yeah, they are better than they were yesterday. So little by little, not every move needs to be sexy. Not every move needs to be flashy, right? As much as a lot of folks want them to be. Cheap teams trade. So call it whatever you want, Javi. Fit. Not every trade needs to be of an expensive player, right? Expensive players aren't always the best fits here. He could be a long-term reliever on the lefty side too. Well, they're blocked. These kids at the Yankees, unfortunately, they're blocked. So when you have guys that don't have a path, that have other prospects in front of them, it makes sense to trade them at some point, right? There's no way in the world I'm giving Cody Bellinger 7 years. No way. Well, you're right too, Jeffrey. That's a good point too. They could also, this could be starting pitching depth, so they could use Hill or Warren in a trade. Because one of them might have to go to the Cubs for Nico Horner if they plan on getting Nico Horner. We don't know how much Tucker wants. All we keep hearing is whatever people are blabbing on social media. I think the Yankees will make more trades, yes. Yep. Oh, I do have some intel, though. Hold on. Some intel for you guys that I acquired earlier. Oz Ocampo is being interviewed by the Yankees to be the new head of international scouting, to be the head guy. This guy's he was with the Houston Astros from 2012 to 2019. He returned in 2022. He was director of international operations. He was special assistant to the GM for the Pirates. He was Kim Ng's assistant GM in the Marlins. And he also worked in the commissioner's office. So they do have somebody who's highly regarded that they are interviewing. I don't know when they're interviewing him, but he's probably got the leg up on getting the international scouting director job. So at least we're hearing something, which is good. I don't care what George Steinbrenner would have done. I really don't care. He tried to trade Jeter, tried to trade Rivera, and he tried to sabotage Dave Winfield. I don't really give a damn what George Steinbrenner would have done. His K rate doesn't make a difference. His K rate will go up here. His ERA will go down here. He's got 3 years of control left, and the prices for Mackenzie Gore were crazy high. And let's see something here. Mackenzie Gore, the lefty from the Nationals with 2 years of control, his career ERA is 4.19. People want to give half the farm to the Nationals for Mackenzie Gore, for a guy with ERA over 4. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, we'll see. It's the Yankees' job to make him better, right? On the 40 man, that's a good question. I'm not sure, Sawdust. Probably 36 or 37. I don't know, actually. I'll look it up tonight, and I'll have a they'll probably update it by tonight. So good for the Dodgers and the Blue Jays. The Blue Jays, they added Okamoto, but they lost Bichette. They added Dylan Cease. They lost Chris Bassett. The Dodgers added who? Edwin Diaz. The Jays have not brought in Kyle Tucker. They haven't brought back Bo Bichette either. 7 years, $250. That's like $37.5 million years. No way in the world. No way in the world would the Yankees should the Yankees do that. Anything beyond 5, I'm a hard pass on when it comes to the Yankees and Cody Bellinger, personally. Yeah, he was represented by Scott Boras, the ace of spades of sports agents. And again, Cease, is he worth $210 million? Highly doubt it. He was an overpay. We'll see. He could be like a hybrid guy like Michael King. What had the Yankees done? Are you here to troll us, Mal? Okay. They did the obvious moves. We've talked about this a lot. Okay. They made the obvious moves. There's still 4 weeks left in the offseason. They just added a starting pitcher or a left-handed pitcher with controllable years and didn't have to pay $200 million for him like the Blue Jays had to pay for Dylan Cease. Okay. Is Okamoto better than Bo? No. What have the Jays done? Okay. Can the Yankees sign? Yeah, they can, but will they? I don't know. They're letting the market kind of play itself out. If that deal was so appealing, why didn't Kyle Tucker accept it yet? This $50 million, is it even accurate? We don't even know, right? Yeah, it is a strange offseason. Look at the majority of impact players are still on the market, haven't been signed yet, right? But again, like I said, the Yankees still have the big bullets in the chamber to make bigger trades. Just keep that in mind. Caleb Ward, he was claimed off waiver. He's got a big arm. He could be a high velocity guy for the bullpen. So he's already on the 40-man roster also. On a 26. He might be on the 26. He's at least on the 40. That I know. Nelson's in the building. What's going on, brother? 109 likes. 190 people in it. Keep smacking them thumbs up, gang. Hit that likey button. Change of scenery is a real. Exactly, Scott Broach. That's a great example. Great example, Marcus. We'll see what happens. Well, he's the son of David Weathers, former Yankee. SP, appreciate the kind words, man. Lefty's got 3 controllable years. He doesn't have a major sample size. He hasn't pitched more than 100 innings in a season yet. So he'll be a project for Matt Blake. But again, the prices for McKenzie Gore are through the roof. The prices for Freddie Peralta are through the roof. And the Yankees needed to add a starting pitcher, right? And a pitcher who could maybe play a starting pitcher and a spring role. They just did that. Now we'll see. Oh, I agree, Caskets. There are more trades coming. There's a month left before pitchers and catchers report. But that's what I know right now, Kyle. But keep coming back, brother, man. I appreciate your support, man. I will get more intel and I'll get it to you. Yeah, Med Rosario, Ort. Yeah, I like them too. They brought back Tim Hill. They brought back Ryan Yarbrough. They brought back Paul Blackburn. All swingmen. All middle, long relief guys. I doubt Chaz. I doubt Chaz gets moved. Yeah, I agree. Every team's concerned about the CBA and potential lockout. This is one reason why this free agency is going so slow. They made a trade, Nelson. A left-handed pitcher, Ryan Weathers from the Marlins. Yeah, I mean, look, the top prospect they gave up was number 8, Dylan Lewis. And it's up to Matt Blake to make him better now. But they got 3 controllable years. And Ryan Cashman's very good at trading for pitchers and players with controllable years. So he'll get some gems in the bullpen. I don't see the Yankees trading Jazz Chisholm either. There's no upgrade out there from him. Second base. I'm like 50-50 right now on this lockout. They need to figure out how to compromise during the season and kind of work on this so that there's not an ugly lockout. They really do. Well, yeah, the same thing. Yeah, I mean, if Bellinger wanted to come back to the Yankees, he would have already taken that second offer, which is 5 years, like 155 to 160 million. And now they're offering opt-outs. Like, but he's holding out for more dollars, just like Alex Bregman. The Red Sox offered him 5 years, 165. He went to the Cubs for $10 million more. Typical Scott Boras client, holding out for every last dollar. Loyalty doesn't really matter to Boras clients. It didn't matter to Juan Soto. Yeah, that's part of the next. Yeah, they want to add 2 expansion teams. They do, Tony. Yes, indeed. Scott Boras, yeah, he's a very polarizing figure in baseball, man. Big time. Big time. Brendan Donovan, I would love, man. You know that, Brandon. I've been talking about him for over 2 years. I would love Donovan. If you could trade for him, they have the pieces to move for him, right? They have the pieces to move for him. You can play him all over the field, too. Mm-hmm. Brendan Donovan did not get moved today. He hasn't been traded yet. I'm hearing Oregon. I'm hearing Nashville. I think it's Memphis, Tennessee, or Nashville, Tennessee. No, the Cardinals traded Nolan Arenado, not Brendan Donovan. Jojo Romero could still happen. He could still happen. Ryan Weathers, Mark, 26-year-old pitcher from the Marlins with 3 years of control. Salt Lake City is another city that's being talked about as well. Yeah. Yeah. Nashville and Portland are the most likely 2 cities. I think Jonathan's got it right there. Cardinals need pitching. Yeah, I mean, I would offer, Hill. I mean, I would love to offer Hill over Warren, but I understand you need to give up something. If you need to give Warren to get Brendan Donovan, I would do that. Scott Boras is a very polarizing figure. I don't think he's helped the players make a boatload of money, and that's his job, right? So he's the best at it. But there's a flip side to it, unfortunately. Now we'll see what the Yankees can do with Weathers. Ace, yeah, what's up, Ace? So Yankees got a pitcher. Yankees did something, bro. David Weathers' son, Ryan Weathers from the Marlins, lefty, 26-year-old, 3 years of control. I think it's because the prices for Peralta were through the roof and Mackenzie Gore through the roof. So, I mean, believe me, I would love to have seen Dylan Lewis and Brendan Jones too. The Red Sox could be, yeah, they are alive, Ace. They could be an undone. I hope not. I wouldn't be surprised if the Red Sox signed Eugenio Suarez for third base now that they've lost Bregman. I would watch out for that just on the back burner. Yeah, I mean, look. If you're looking for upside, Hill's the guy to move. If you're looking for stability and consistency, Warren's the guy to move. It really depends on what teams that need pitching want, what the Cubs want, what the Cardinals want. But if you want Nico Horner, it's going to have to hurt a little bit. You want Brendan Donovan, it's going to have to hurt a little bit. Right? They've already made 2 attempts, Terry, to get Bellinger. They don't need to goose their offer. They're the best offer out there. There's no reason to negotiate against themselves. Then we got Cole coming back. Maybe we got Rodon coming back too. We have Hill. You got Warren. So they have a lot. Yeah, Cashman. Yeah, I say this a lot too. Cashman always has a a backup plan. He's always pivoting and looking for reasons, looking for ways to pivot. Well, why didn't he accept 3 years, 150? I'm wondering if that offer is actually true. Tatis Jr., I doubt that's going to happen. What would you give up for Tatis? Yes, they need bullpen. Like I said, this trade, the highest prospect they gave up was Dylan Lewis, number 8. They still have all the weapons in the chamber, all the bullets in the chamber to make a big trade for someone else. Everybody's still here, right? Keep that in mind, folks. Sports talk. What's happening, brother? It's an underrated trade. It's not a sexy trade. It's an underrated one. Appreciate you, sports talk, man. Thank you, Ray. There is no upgrade out there over Jazz at second base. Yeah, Tatis's contract is going to be ugly the last 6 years. No. Yeah. Told what from the beginning? We've got a lot of pieces to move. And then you can always track the trades that Cashman makes. Okay. Well, exactly. And this is the key right here. Put perfectly by Jonathan. He acquired a high ceiling asset for 4 prospects that were likely never making the roster. Yeah. That's the key. So, and it's this type of trades. There's always some risk with a trade, but this is a not a sexy trade, but it was a necessary trade that they made. Welcome for the Family Sports Talk. Welcome, brother. They need to move on from. Oh, I've been saying it for days now, Hayden. Yeah, I haven't heard Hal say demanding a team under 300 million. I haven't heard him say that once. I haven't heard Cashman say that either. I don't know what a Walmart starting pitcher is. You would trade Dominguez, J.T. Rumfeld, LaGrange, and Hess and Cunningham for Tatis, Estrada, and Mason Miller. If you can get those 3 for that package, then and you get the Padres to not hang up the phone, that would be crazy. Now the Yankees have a lot of relievers. I don't know who told you they have one reliever. Let me see something here. Bichette. Yeah, I mean, you'd have to move him around the infield at least this year, and then you could essentially replace Jazz if you don't bring him back. You could put Bichette at second, but that's not until 2027. Yeah, I don't see them getting Bo. I could see the Phillies getting Bo Bichette. I don't really care if they get Bo Bichette. Not, I really don't. Like, I'm not trading Jazz to make room for Bichette. Don't go on their streams. As Joe Sport, don't go on their channels. If they call you offensive names, there's no room for that. There's no room. Just don't go on their channels, man. It's not. It's wrong. They shouldn't be doing that. Yep. Bo in Seattle, man, that's not a bad fit right there. Yeah, they would have had to give up a lot more for Edward Cabrera. A lot more. The expectation was Spencer Jones, Elmer Rodriguez. Remember when people were upset when the Yankees wouldn't do it? So just something to keep in mind. I encourage folks to just maintain perspective on this. Let's think, you know, bigger picture here. Bigger picture. Yeah, the Phillies could sign him. He's close with Don Mattingly, who's now the new bench coach of the Phillies. What is a nudnik? Actually, I don't even want to know. This boy, don't. I would encourage you not waste your time. You know, not waste your time. And if I mean, channels that encourage that type of stuff, the people who run the channels, they're the ones that create the environment for this type of stuff, this type of behavior, right? This type of treatment of people. When you create a monster, you know, it's on them. Nudnik is opinion. Is it? Oh, I never heard of that word before. But thank you, Jonathan. I just learned something today. I think the Yankees have a better shot at Tucker than Bichette too. I mean, I find it interesting that Tucker hasn't signed yet. Yeah, I mean, I'm also looking at his trajectory in the minors. His stats have gotten better. His offensive production has gotten better as he's gone up in levels. So that's a something at least I look for. And he's got speed. He's got good defense in the outfield. And people talk about his K rate all the time, but it hasn't done anything to interfere with him putting up an almost 1,000 OPS every year. Yeah, let Bo go to Seattle. Might make a you know. I don't call people offensive names. I don't do that. I don't think there's so many channels that just love to call people names, and then they come in here and trash people, and either people that who are in the streams or other Yankees, and so I don't see the point. I don't see the value in trashing people. Yep. Oh yeah, is that what Boone said? I didn't realize the Blue Jays signed Tucker. People can say what they want. They can yell at me and scream at me all they want. I don't really care. They won't do it in person to my face. There's a new way. Yeah, that's a night. That would be a hot thumb. Ace, if you put out a thumb like that, oh, there's a weather front coming in, or something like that. Oh, that would be a super hot thumbnail. So, and you get his dad there too, and like father like son. Oh my god! Now you got the wheels turning, man. This is why I like having guys like Ace up in here. So I like having the NFT. They make it you think, John. They make you think, right? They put the thinking cap on. I'm telling you, man. I like it, Ace. I like it, man. I like the way you think, bro. I like the way you think. Well, exactly. Brendan Jones would hurt, but again, it would hurt if it translates up to the majors. We'll see how he does on the Marlins now. We'll see if he gets a chance. We'll see. He was in AAA already, so maybe he'll get a shot this year. Dylan Lewis is in AA. Do I think the Jays go after Bellinger if they? I don't know. Maybe, Chris. That's a good question. Ace always got the pearls. Always got the knowledge drops. Just like Jonathan, knowledge drops. NFE knowledge drops, right? That's why I love having these guys on. Yelling and screaming at you, and why? Oh, you're on the screaming them, Yeah, I would encourage you, just don't waste your time with those. Really. Have a great night now. So I'm gonna wrap this up in a minute or two. I got to go bed to do bedtime for my kids, but I wanted to get this out to you because it's always good when something breaks, right? People thought the Yankees were done for the season, for the offseason already. People saying that earlier when I talked about the trade that the Arenado trade to the Diamondbacks. I don't think Tucker's worth $50 million a year. Like, I think that would be a desperation move for the Mets. At the end of the day, I think Harbaugh signed with the Giants. I think he's going to sign with like a high profile team who can pay him. But they're going to have to give him some decision making ability, right? Don't. I would encourage you not to go and don't waste your time, bro. SJ, don't. I just block people who do that to people here. I block them immediately. There's no need to have. This isn't a third grade stream. This isn't the Grassy Junior High. That low IQ stuff can go elsewhere. Well, I know there are concerns about Tucker's desire for the game, and if you sign Tucker to this monster deal, would it be sustainable for the duration of the deal? Like Anthony Rendon, that contract was a disaster. Did he play the last 5 years at all? Like, oh my God. Horner, I'm like, I think the issue. So Horner, if they traded Horner and extended Horner, then my guess would be that either they will move on from Anthony Volpe and Horner will be the shortstop after this year, or they will move on from Jazz after this year. Horner would play second, and then George Lombard would be ready for short. I could see those two scenarios playing out if it happened. Little by little, Miguel. Yeah. Little by little. Hindenburg, yeah. Horny for, oh boy. You guys again. Yeah, the Jays have some big contracts there, man. They get some big contracts. It's nice. It must be nice to be owned by a big corporation. Rogers Communication. Yeah, must be nice. I agree too. I think there's one more significant trade coming, Jonathan. I don't. I'd be surprised if it was today, but in the next couple of days, I could see the Yankees making another trade. Why? And I think Bellinger might be waiting for Tucker to sign. I think Tucker might be waiting for Bellinger to sign. So those guys should just get in the ring and duke it out. And whoever wins has to sign first. Yankees sign Austin Hayes. If I had to guess, if they signed Austin Hayes, that means they're probably out on Bellinger. But I also think that means they're probably going to go after Nico Horner. if I had to guess. Exactly, MMA, like UFC MLB style. It's not appropriate. This isn't a children's. It's not an a-hole channel either. There are other baseball channels who pose as real talkers and Yankee fans who are complete a-holes, and they welcome that environment. I don't welcome it here. MMA. I mean, you know, if you don't know, I have multiple black belts in a couple different arts, so I've trained with a lot of those guys. You know, I've been fortunate enough to train with a lot of UFC guys, and a lot of, let's see, a lot of fighters. I'll show you a photo really quickly if you haven't seen. Well, this is one at my school. On the far left. All right, that's me. One of the black belts. And then you got, I've shown some of you guys some of this already. And this is not a flex. This is just thankful that I've had the opportunity to train with some of these people. It's really cool when you get to train with some of them. It really is. What I like to, so this is Matt Serra from the UFC and me. That's my guy Kimbo Slice and me. That's Frankie Yeager, former UFC champ, and me. So, just some people. If Tucker goes to the Mets, so be it. Miguel Andujar also punishes lefties, Donald. He punishes lefties. So does Nico Horner. So does Austin Hayes. Hayes hits him like around 300. Nico Horner hits him like 360. I think Miguel Andujar is, one of the few guys who hits lefties higher than Nico Horner does, which is crazy. I just wish he could field. He's not a really good fielder. And Horner's elite with the glove, which is why if I had to choose between the two, it would be Nico Horner. Yeah, if Tucker signs, good for him, Yeah, exactly. That's what Boras does. He's known for it. Trying to squeeze every last dollar out of as many teams as possible for his clients. Yep. So, if the Yankees make another trade tonight, I'll go live again. Shoot. Horner to the Giants. I hope not, but we'll see. I know they're in discussions with the Cubs about him and with the Cardinals about Brendan Donovan because they're looking to add a second baseman. The Martian, I know that they're shopping him, but I don't know who. I mean, like, he's still available. He can extract some pretty good value back for the Yankees. Let's see. If we get any more, the Jays, and just says the Jays have made Tucker a long-term offer, but no details have been reported yet. The Mets have offered 3 years, $50 million per for Tucker. Also, it would be nuts if we heard Tucker to the Yankees, but you never know. O'Neal Cruz from the Pirates for Volpe straight up, man. Imagine that. Yeah, no kidding. Yeah. I think some teams are afraid to sign Valdez because of his temperament. At the end of the day, he'll wind up getting his bag, but I think Ranger Suarez is a more highly regarded left-handed pitcher than Valdez. I would be surprised if they traded for another starting pitcher, honestly. But I also think adding this guy today makes it easier for them to move somebody like Luis Hill or Will Warren for a bat with controllable years, or somebody like Nico Horner. What's PCA? I don't know what PCA is. Yeah, it just happened a little while ago, Professor. The trade. I think he's made a trade with the Marlins. Ryan Weathers. So they did something. Yeah, I don't think Volpe has much trade value. I mean, they could have non-tendered him, but Pete Crow Armstrong. Yeah, he's a nice player. I doubt the Cubs would trade him. Zambrano, that's a good comparison. Victor Zambrano. Yeah, I doubt Pete Crow no, I doubt it. If anybody gets traded, it's probably Nico Horner because he's going to be a free agent after this year. So they've got Matt Shaw who can replace him at second base. He's got 3 years of control. So, and they are $1 million under the first threshold, which is 243. Or 244 is the threshold. They're at 243, and the owner does not want to go above it. So I could see them trading Horner to give him some more cushion. Yeah. I think the Yankees are also banking on Volpe coming back healthy. But with that said, if they brought Horner here, Volpe's going to have to beat Horner out for the job, beat Caballero for the job. You can't just give it to him, Volpe. Can't do that. I doubt Pete Crow. Honestly, I doubt Pete Crow gets traded. I think Horner's the one that gets traded because now they have now they've got a, what do you call it, an influx of infielders. If Bo goes to Philly, I think they'll trade Alec Bohm. That would be my guess. Pete Crow Armstrong, probably 4 years of control on his deal or something like that. He's young. He's good too. Yeah. They have reached out to the White Sox about Luis Robert. Luis Robert could be essentially a change of scenery guy. So I did hear about it. Yeah, I know that. I mean, he could be. It's $20 million for his contract. So the Yankees would probably expect the White Sox to eat some of it if it ever happened. But he's an elite outfielder. But he's been plagued with injuries and underperformance the last 2 years. So it'd be a risky trade too. But he's somebody who could get a change of scenery and maybe play well. But there are other guys I would choose over Luis Robert. That would be a strictly gamble on the upside. So yeah, I would move Hill too. I would try to keep Warren and move Luis Hill. The Yankees have been focused on Bellinger, but look, there's only so much they can do. They're not going to add. They have the best offer so far. Why would they add to it? And they told Scott Boras, "You come back to us if you get a better offer. Otherwise, we're not moving anywhere." That was the point. Same to you, Kenneth. God bless you, brother. I'll wrap this up in a second too. I got to go do bedtime. Don't be sorry, but I understand what you're saying. I get it. Well, exactly. You want upside, you go for Hill. You want reliability and consistency, you go for Warren. So we'll see what Bellinger does. If he comes back, he comes back. But I'm not, like I said, I'm glad that they made this move today because it shows that they're not, not making other moves because they're waiting on Bellinger. I've said this for weeks now. Like, they should not sit on their butts and just not make moves because they're waiting for Bellinger. Right? They read the market on starting pitcher. The prices were insane, so they made a trade like this now. So, yeah, Johnny Loizaga signed a minor league deal with the Diamondbacks. And they traded for Nolan Arenado earlier, too. Yeah, Schmidt's coming back, I think, in August. So his second Tommy John. So I would probably just relegate him to the bullpen. So, well, if Belly wants to come back, he had the opportunity to agree to. They've offered him 2 contracts already. I don't know. I mean, but I understand he's represented by Scott Boras, and they want to maximize every dollar. This is his opportunity to cash in, so I get it. Right? Oh, Cole's going to return in May or June. Schmidt's coming back in August. Man, I hope Horner doesn't go to the Giants. I hope he comes to the Yankees. But it would be a good move if they got him, the Giants. Imagine that infield: Horner, Chapman, Peralta, and Devers. Whew. I'm not ruling the Yankees out on Tucker yet. So nobody signed them. So who knows what they're doing? And again, something to add to this trade today. He's got 3 years of arbitration, so he's going to be on the cheap, which means what? That they can reallocate money to sign a more expensive player in free agency, like a Kyle Tucker. So the trades that they make can also position them to make a more expensive signing in free agency. Just something I would keep an eye out for too. Not saying it's going to happen, but it could happen. Right? I didn't miss your comment. I responded to it with the Horner to the Giants. No, I do not think they should trade Jazz if Horner comes here. Horner's somebody I would want to add to Jazz, not replace him with. I would keep Jazz for the year. Well, I don't know. They don't need to make a stupid move just to prove they're pissed off about losing the 2024 World Series. Like that doesn't help if they make a stupid move and it hamstrings them for years. No. Well, exactly. They could be stocking up on assets to make it bigger. Yeah. We don't know. We never know. That's why, I didn't expect a trade like this. Nobody heard anything about it. Cashman didn't. It just happened out of nowhere. And I got to give a shout out to my man Ken from The Ugly Truth. He's the one that told me about it. I was upstairs cleaning after dinner, and he sent me this. Hmm. The comments are going pretty quickly too here. It's hard for me to keep up with them. But I scroll back, and if it's the one you're talking about with Nico Horner now being announced to the Giants, yeah. Like I said, I'd rather him come to the Yankees. But if he goes to the Giants, that would be a good trade for them. How much? I don't know. I mean, it's not only that. It's just what players are the right fits. I mean, there's no guarantee that Edwin Diaz is going to be a stud for the Dodgers either. No guarantee Okamoto is going to be great for the Jays or Dylan Cease is going to be great for the Jays. You never know, right? Well, Jazz is more. I think he's a little bit more expensive than Nico, but they're both going to be free agents at the end of the year, and the Cubs are looking for pitching in the trade. So, in Bohm, there's no room for Bohm. Where would they play him? I doubt they flip Weathers. But like you said, you never know. I doubt it, but we'll see. Nick Torres pickup, yeah. They had a couple under the radar pickups. Yeah, always a thank to Real Bill. Big shout out to Real Bill. I think the Phillies get Bichette too. And again, if Bichette goes to the Phillies, he does not go back to the Blue Jays. Yeah. More, yeah, they'll get more bullpen help. They'll get more bullpen help. Yeah. Yeah, I think we could beat the package that the Giants have to offer too for Horner. I do think we could beat them. We've got more pitching prospect depth than the Giants do. Cubs. Volpe can pitch. This weekend, the NFL games. Let's see. I will close after this. Let me pull up the NFL division round. The Bills against the Broncos. 49ers, Seahawks. I think the Seahawks are going to beat the 49ers because the 49ers lost Kittle, their tight end. I think the Patriots are going to beat the Texans. I think the Bears will beat the Rams. And the Broncos, I think, I think the Bills are going to beat the Broncos. I have a feeling the Bills will beat the Broncos. So those are my picks right there. Yeah, Kittle, that's a big loss for the Niners. That's why I think the Seahawks will win. It's one of the biggest offensive weapons right there. That's a big weapon for Purdy to throw to. $12 man Seattle. Yeah. The Bears are just showing me something, man. I like what I'm seeing from the Bears. I do. I like what I'm seeing from the Bears. Texans, yeah, I'm not going to run it past Texans, but the Patriots they're suffocating, man. They're just. Would I be surprised if the Texans won? No, but I'm picking the Patriots. I think at the end of the day, I think the Pats are going to win that one. Big time epic, man. Nice, Bill. Going to Seattle game. Enjoy that, man. I'm jealous, Billo. I am jealous. Enjoy and be safe, man. But let me let you all go. Thank you so much for coming on. I got to go do bedtime now. Peace and love to you. Enjoy your night. Yeah, well, Pat's got to beef up their offensive line, definitely. They definitely need to beef it up. Siciliano, yeah, they made a move, man. Expect it to be one of several moves that the Yankees make. So when they come back and make another move, I'll be live again and talk to you about it. Peace and love to all. You are the best. Hit the like button on the way out. Make sure you're subbed. Make sure those notifications are turned on. Love you guys. Over and out.